Welcome to Story Time. Tonight, let your mind drift into a world of enchantment as we journey into the whimsical wonders of Whistling Woods, a story filled with mystery, wonder, and the soft lull of the night to guide you into restful sleep. Chapter 1: The Path That Wasn't There. The town of Evermere had always whispered tales about Whistling Woods, a place where the trees hummed with an eerie melody and the wind carried secrets from another world. Alara never believed the old stories. That was until she found the letter. It was hidden in the attic of her grandmother's house, tucked inside a weathered book. The parchment was brittle, the ink barely legible. But as she held it under the golden glow of a candle, the words became clear. Find the tree that sings the loudest, and you will know the way. A strange shiver ran through her. She had wandered near Whistling Woods before, but she had never dared to enter. Yet, something in her heart told her that tonight was different. Wrapping herself in a cloak, she stepped into the moonlit night, following the distant whistle of the wind. Chapter 2: The Vanishing Lanterns. The entrance to the woods loomed before her, shadows stretching across the path like silent sentinels. Alara hesitated. The trees were swaying, but there was no breeze. She took a deep breath and stepped forward. The moment she did, the air shifted. Tiny lanterns flickered to life along the path, glowing with a soft, golden light. They hovered, floating, leading her deeper into the woods. But after a few steps, the lanterns vanished. Alara blinked. The path ahead was gone, swallowed by darkness. She turned to retreat. But the path behind her had disappeared too. She was trapped. A whisper floated through the air. Find the tree that sings the loudest. Her heart pounded. Had the letter spoken to her? Somewhere in the distance, a single melody rose above the rest, haunting and beautiful. Alara followed the sound. Chapter 3: The Watcher in the Trees. The deeper she went, the louder the whistling became. It wasn't just the wind, it was as if the trees themselves were breathing, singing, calling her toward something unseen. Then, a rustling in the branches. Alara froze. A shadow moved among the trees. Someone, or something, was watching her. She clenched her fists and took a step forward. "Who's there?" she whispered. No answer. Only the deepening whistle of the trees. Swallowing her fear, she pressed on. The melody grew clearer until she stood before a massive willow tree, its long silver leaves shimmering under the moonlight. The trunk was twisting, shifting, almost as if it were alive. And in the center of it, a door. Chapter 4: The Door That Led Nowhere. Alara reached out, her fingers brushing against the wooden handle. The moment she did, the door swung open. A tunnel stretched before her, glowing faintly with soft blue light. She hesitated only for a moment before stepping inside. The air was thick with the scent of lavender and rain, wrapping around her like a lullaby. Then, a whisper. "You're not the first to enter." Alara turned sharply. A figure stood in the dim light, cloaked in deep green, its face hidden beneath a hood. "Who are you?" she asked. The figure tilted its head. "A keeper of the woods." "But the real question is, who are you?" The words sent a strange chill through her. She knew who she was. Didn't she? Chapter 5: The Forgotten Name. Something was wrong. The more she thought about it, the harder it became to recall. Her home, her family, even her own name. It was slipping away. The figure stepped closer. "The woods do not steal, Alara. They only take what is given." Her breath caught. How did they know her name? You must find what was lost before the final whistle fades. The tunnel trembled. The walls rippled like water. The ground beneath her shifted. And suddenly, she was falling. Chapter 6: The Time Between Seconds. When Alara opened her eyes, she was no longer in the tunnel. She was standing in a vast meadow, surrounded by thousands of glowing fireflies. But something was strange. The world was silent. The whistling of the trees had stopped, and time itself felt frozen, as if she were standing in the space between a heartbeat. A voice, soft and familiar, whispered in her mind. "Remember." Alara closed her eyes. She thought of her grandmother's stories. The letter. The way the trees called her name. And in that moment, everything rushed back. The memory of the path. The feeling of stepping into the woods. The whispers of those who had come before. She knew what she had lost. Her fear. Chapter 7: The Return. The moment she accepted it, the world shifted again. The meadow faded, the fireflies dissolved into mist, and she was standing once more before the singing willow tree. But this time, the door was closed. The woods were still. And Alara knew she had found what she was meant to. A soft lullaby hummed through the air. The lanterns reappeared, guiding her gently back through the trees. This time, the path did not vanish. It led her home. Chapter 8: The Whisper That Remained. Alara awoke in her grandmother's attic, the book and letters still resting beside her. Had it all been a dream? She wasn't sure. But when she opened the window, she heard it. The whistle of the wind, soft and comforting. And in the distance, beyond the trees, the faint sound of a door creaking shut. As the stars settle in the sky, let the whispers of whistling woods guide you into the softest dreams. This has been the whimsical wonders of Whistling Woods on Storytime. Sleep well, and let the mysteries of the night cradle you in peace.
Thanks for your time. Please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.